talking crazy. This is Miles.
Neutralized.
I'm the baddest.
Round 3, fight.
I'm here to give you the facts.
Michael Jordan is still the GOAT.
LeBron James, the king.
I can't lose in these shoes.
Stop it. Give my turn.
Double KO.
Skill. Come on, Skill.
Oh my gosh, that was the debut of our newest digital promo. Awesome stuff, right, guys?
Y'all know I'm the baddest street fighter out there. Y'all already know what I do.
Oh.
That actually need to be a game for real, though.
All I know is I don't wear a tie. I don't play for a tie in anything I ever do. And there is no way you could have recovered from that barrage of cowboy Death Stars I hit you with in round 1. You would have been down and you would have been out.
Everybody know I was coming back strong.
I am sorry. And when I touched my J's in round 3 and I went Incredible Hulk, you would have been finished.
Did you see?
There's no way we knocked each other out.
You saw the GOAT. You hear that GOAT? You see how big the GOAT got?
Yeah.
Yeah, with that 23 Lego
But I
jersey
don't
on.
buy it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It was mortal versus immortal.
Oh,
Sorry.
my God.
I'm sorry. And by the way, you saw my little Maltese Hazel had my back?
Yeah.
Hey, if she had decided to end that, she is the fiercest Maltese this side of Malta. She would have been all over you, and you would have had no chance.
Oh, so I got my two little boys in the back. Look at Jenny looking like Laura Croft.
Yep.
It's so good. They didn't miss anything at all. I love Shannon with the cigar and then Skip, doing this per usual.
Yeah, put your shirt on.
That was good stuff. Yeah, the
So all I have
shirt
to do is touch my J's, and that's what happened. So you're lucky
I
I've
love
never
it.
done that during this
No
live
one's going
show.
to give me some love. I did a pretty good job at, managing both of you two as well. I thought that was
I mean,
impressive.
you got the boots, so I'm saying
Yeah,
you look
I'm
like
feeling
Laura
good.
Croft. I mean, that's a nice look.
I'm feeling it as well. Okay.
That's Halloween next year, Jenny.
Halloween for all of us. Good stuff. I agree, Shannon. That should be a game. That would be a great idea. Let's get back to what we're about to see today. We got the Cowboys in action, and after snapping a 4-game losing streak, Jerry Jones seems to be feeling pretty good about his team. When gushing about rookie receiver CeeDee Lamb, Jerry told a local Dallas radio show, quote, "I don't know that I've seen anybody since Deion Sanders that has that type of sheer step-to-step explosion." So, Shannon, is there any validity to this comparison?
No. This is crazy, Skip. This is ridiculous. See, Jerry can't just give a compliment. He go to the umpteenth degree. Does he realize, Skip, here's the thing. This is what I've learned in my years of playing and when I talk to people about certain players. If they don't play offense, because, Skip, you don't see rushing yards, you see rushing yards, you see pass catching, you see yards, you see touchdowns. You don't realize how good a person is. But you cover time. I was in the league. He came in a year before me.
Yep.
I understand what this man represents. You're talking about one of the five or six greatest players to ever play. Arguably the greatest two-way athlete. Okay, you go him and Bo, but I believe he was a better in football than Bo was. Well, you want to go back to Jim Thorpe? Okay, fine. But in the Super Bowl era, ain't nobody could hold account to that guy, Skip. This guy could run. When he left the league, he could still outrun CeeDee Lamb. People don't realize how good they don't realize how good Deion was, Skip. They really don't.
Well, I hope they do.
No, they don't. They don't. It don't do it.
Clearly, easily the best corner who ever played.
Skip, Don Beebe ran 4.3, and he broke a kick return. They used to have time on the kickoff coverage as a safety. Somebody break
At Atlanta.
at Atlanta.
Yes.
Don Beebe, go Google it. Don Beebe ran 4.3 on the kickoff and was gone. And watch Deion how he tracks him down, taps him on his shoulder, and say, pull over. It's not even close. Can we go? Let's start with Dez. Guys that wore that. Let's start with Dez. I don't think we realize how good Dez was. Skip. Remember, in 2014, we was having a conversation. Dez, the best receiver in football. Let's go to Michael Irvin. Let's leave Prime. Let's leave Time alone. We're gonna leave that one by himself. We're gonna start baby steps. Let's get to Dez level. Let's get to Michael Irvin because he ain't gonna never be explosive. Time ran 4.2. Pulled his track. He went to the combine. He wasn't even going to run.
It was legendary.
They're like, are you going to... Okay.
True story.
Yes, he took his sweats off.
Tracksuit on, and he's like, I don't want to... No, they said, you
no warm-up. No warm-up.
Didn't stretch. Didn't do anything.
And ran 4.29.
Mm-hmm. And put his tracksuit back on and left. Okay? That's him.
That's time.
That's my man, Deion. I did cover Deion. And I'll never forget what Barry Switzer told me after his first practice as the head coach of Deion Sanders. He said, it's like he's not governed by the same gravity the rest of us are.
He's not.
It's like he can move in ways like he's on the moon and we're all not. We're still on Earth, right?
Yes.
He did run, whatever, 4.29, and he could still run it in his last year. It felt like maybe 4.4. But the point is, it's like when Michael Vick was in Atlanta, it was called the Michael Vick experience.
Right.
Deion was the Deion Sanders experience in Atlanta.
Yes.
When he was returning punts and doing this,
yes,
right?
And kickoffs.
There's never been anything like it.
No.
Okay, so Jerry stepped over the line and he stepped out of bounds. But I get where he's going because he's not trying to compare CeeDee to Michael Irvin or Jerry Rice, whatever,
Right.
Dez, any receiver. He's talking more about punt returns. He's talking about power returns where he's talking about sheer step-to-step explosion. CeeDee Lamb goes 6'2", 198. Kind of Deion-esque and about the same. Deion's probably 6'1"-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe 200, right?
Maybe 200.
Okay, maybe right in that same ballpark.
Yeah.
But he's talking about the power CeeDee generates with his first step. He led all of college football a year ago in yards per catch at 21.4. And about half of those 21 yards per catch were yak yards because they couldn't get him on the ground. So he's saying in punt returns, Jerry says he's going to break one pretty soon. He said, I'm willing to, he basically said, I'm willing to predict it. And I think it's a pretty good bet he's going to break one because he's had a 20-yarder and against the Rams in the opener, and he had a 20-yarder at Minnesota. He had a 19-yarder at Seattle. He was one shoestring tackle away from breaking that one at Minnesota on Sunday. Right. He'll break the first tackle just on sheer raw power. You call it desire, whatever it is. But he's talking about first step explosion and being able to hit your full speed immediately. That's what he's comparing him to Deion. Obviously, CeeDee timed 4.5. Well, he's like 3 seconds slower, 3/10 of a second slower than
Skip. When it comes to punt return, Skip, the greatest punt return of he ain't even Devin Hester. Well, he don't have that kind of explosion.
Well, I mean, Devin Hester.
Yes.
All time.
Cordell Patterson. Skip, we gonna talk about.
He's coming. He'll be Cordell Patterson.
You think so?
I do.
Joshua Cribbs. Some of the great returners. Can we start with those?
I'm talking about a rookie who's starting to have a huge impact because he's a very special receiver.
Well, eventually, Skip, he's going to grow out of that. He's going to be too valuable for you to put him back there.
I'm actually still a little surprised he's back there now.
Yeah, because you're asking for trouble. Trouble that you don't even have to create, but you're asking for it by putting him back there. Now, I see in situations, Skip, we need a big return because Deshaun Jackson. Skip, remember, Deshaun used to return punts, and he was tremendous. Now, you talk about explosive.
Remember the one at Giants?
Yes.
Remember what Tom Coughlin did after the game? God.
But he morphed out of it because he became too valuable as a receiver to put him back there. Now, if we needed a big return, okay.
Well, ironically, Deshaun got hurt this year trying to return a punt. Right. Remember that?
Tyreek Hill was a returner, kick and punt.
He asked Bob Stoops if he could return Oklahoma State against Oklahoma.
Yes, and then he morphed out of it, and I believe that's what's going to happen to him. Skip, the kid is phenomenal, and I believe he's going to be a very good receiver. But Jerry, come on, you can give the guy, you can pat the guy on the back and say, man, he's doing for a rookie, he's doing unbelievable. But to go to that kind of explosiveness, Skip, that's dynamite.
Okay, but this kid levitated in the end zone the other day. It was a poor pass. It was thrown over the wrong shoulder against a blitz, and he levitated in midair. He had to spin in midair and sort of reverse field and go snatch it.
What did Troy tell you about Deion? He said if he took a year, he could be a Pro Bowl receiver.
Well, he He contributed to that Super Bowl team I covered, the '95 Cowboys. He caught some balls.
Yes.
He caught a couple balls in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
Had a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah. If he dedicated to the whole year, he would have been Pro Bowl.
That's what that guy was.
Well, I've always called him, Deion, the best athlete ever because people forget he was an all-state basketball player in the state of Florida out of Fort Myers.
Yes.
And then all he did was start in center field for the Yankees and the Braves and, you know, Cincinnati and San Francisco.
And he was on the track team at Florida State. He and Sammy Smith.
Yep.
I think Dexter Carter was also. I ran against Dexter Carter. He's from Appleton County. Skip, people don't, like I said, Skip, because there was no, you got to go back and, you know, you can read clips. And so I wish the technology that we have today could be back then, so then you could